All right, today we're going to dive into some powerful communication secrets from Layla Landaz's incredible book, How to Talk to Anyone. We're going to focus on 4 really specific tricks that can totally change the way you connect with people. You ever walk into a room, you're supposed to network or just meet new people, and your mind just goes completely blank? Yeah, it's a feeling we all know. That pressure to be witty and charming can be absolutely overwhelming. And get this, it is not just us. Even top-level executives admit they feel like little lost children at parties. So that tells you something really important. Social confidence isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's a skill. It's about having the right techniques. And that's exactly what we're going to learn today. Okay, so our first set of techniques is all about what happens before you even open your mouth. Your nonverbal cues, your body language, they set the entire stage for the conversation. And we're going to start with your most powerful tool, your smile. We're always told to smile, right? But just flashing a quick, automatic grin can feel, well, kind of fake. Like that CEO whose father told him, "Your smile's too quick." The fix for that is what Lowndes calls the flooding smile. The psychology here is fascinating. That little delay makes the smile seem thoughtful and real, like it's a specific reaction to them, not just some generic greeting you give to everyone. So, how do you actually do it? It's simple. First, you just pause. Don't smile right away. Instead, take a second to really look at the person's face. Then, and only then, do you let a big, warm smile spread across your face. It is such a small change, but believe me, the impact is huge. And the difference is just, it's night and day. A quick automatic smile, people forget it instantly. But the flooding smile, that feels personal. It creates a truly memorable first impression because it tells the other person you see them and you're genuinely happy to see them. All right, next up, sticky eyes. Now, this isn't about having an awkward staring contest. It's about holding your eye contact for just a beat longer after the other person has finished talking. You imagine your eyes are connected with like warm, sticky taffy. It sounds a little silly, but this simple act shows you're not just waiting for your turn to talk, you are completely locked in and engaged. There's this great story in the book where a guy holds eye contact with his waiter for just 2 extra seconds after he's done ordering. Just 2 seconds, and that tiny gesture completely changed the dynamic. The service he got was unbelievable. It's just amazing what a couple of seconds of real focus can do. Okay, so we've nailed the nonverbal connection. Now it's time to actually open our mouths and talk. Let's get into how you can turn that dreaded, boring small talk into a conversation that's actually, interesting. We have all been on the receiving end of this. You ask someone, "So, where are you from?" And they just say, "Columbus." And that's it. Conversation over. The technique called Never the Naked City is all about avoiding that. It's about giving your answer some clothes, a little story, a fun fact, something to give the other person a hook to grab onto. I mean, just look at the difference here. A naked answer like Columbus is a conversational dead end. But a clothed answer like the one about DC, that opens up so many doors. You could talk about dating, careers, big city life. You're basically handing them a gift and saying, "Hey, let's talk about one of these things." Okay, this next one is so simple, it almost feels like a cheat code for conversations. It's called parroting, and it's probably the easiest way to make sure you're never stuck for what to say next. Seriously, all you have to do is listen for the last couple of words the other person says and just repeat them back with a questioning tone. See how that works? It's so simple, but it is incredibly effective. By just repeating their last few words, you're gently nudging them to tell you more. It shows you're paying attention and it encourages them to keep going, all while you barely have to say anything. The conversational ball stays in their court. All right, time to level up a bit. This is a more advanced move. It's all about building that deep, instant rapport by making it sound like you're part of their world, even when you're a total outsider. So every group, every profession, every hobby has its own special language, right? Lons calls this gobbledygook. It's the lingo, the jargon that people in that field use. Now, you don't have to become an expert, but just learning a few key phrases or questions shows them that you've made an effort to understand their world. It makes you sound like you belong. So, for example, instead of asking a doctor a really generic question like, "Seen any gross stuff lately?" you ask, "How's the current medical environment affecting you?" Or instead of asking a scuba diver, "Aren't you scared of sharks?" you ask, "Do you prefer wrecks or reefs?" You ask an artist about their medium. These insider questions instantly make the conversation so much richer. So, We've covered the nonverbals, we've mastered small talk, we've even learned some insider language. But here's the thing. To make any of this stuff really work, it all comes down to your mindset. This last part ties it all together. And here is the most crucial takeaway of all. These techniques, they're not about becoming some different person. They're about making small, very deliberate tweaks to what you're already doing. A slightly slower smile, an extra second of eye contact, a more thoughtful question. Each one of these little things adds up to a massive shift in how you connect with other people. So, how do you make these things a habit? How do you make them second nature? Well, you're going to steal a trick from elite athletes, visualization. Before they even step on the field, they play the whole game in their head, and they always see themselves winning. You can do the exact same thing. Picture yourself using that flooding smile. See yourself making sticky eyes. Rehearse asking those killer insider questions. You practice your success in your mind first. You now have an incredibly powerful new toolkit for connection. So the only question left is, where are you going to use it first? That networking event next week? The party on Saturday? Think about it. Visualize yourself succeeding, and then go out there and make it happen.